Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today I'm feeling really inspired by the Colourpop Limoncello palette. Here it is, especially the yellow and green shade. I'm trying to decide between the two which one I want to use. So I've bought a few products out of my collection that I haven't used in ages, and hopefully I'm going to rediscover some things that I used to love. It's a little bit different. I've been using a lot more cream products, whereas these are mostly powder. So we might as well just jump straight into it, and I hope you enjoy. First thing I'm going to do is apply the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage. So I'm just going to take 2 pumps on my fingers and just rub that over my whole face. It's a good smoothing primer. It doesn't do much for the finish of your skin, but I think it does help sort of soothe any dry patches. It's good for spots in that way, I think, when makeup cleans them a bit weirdly. I don't think I've used it enough to comment on the longevity of it, so I think it's something I need to give a bit more of a go. Okay, so this is an old favourite that I haven't used in months. It's the Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation. So this is quite full coverage, but it does say there's a hydration boost. It does look different, so I'll show you. This is the old one and this is the new one. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any difference. I do have 2 different shades as well, but in the camera they actually look very similar. I'm just gonna give the new one a go, and if it's the wrong shade then we'll just have to line out with some concealer. So I'm gonna give that good shake, and I am a bit worried about it being too thick because it is full coverage. So I'm gonna just apply it in a sponge, and I'm only gonna do 1.5 pumps for my whole face. So just do what I normally do, where I put it on my sponge and then I dot it all around. Anyway, the colour may be a shade too dark, but it's nothing I can't work with. I see some cheaper foundations are now actually getting quite expensive, into like double figures, whereas this one I think is still like £7 or £8. Okay, I think that smooths my skin out really nicely. I'm just gonna take another half pump and just layer it, see what I can do, because I didn't get much on my head and I did drop some down myself. Because it is on the thicker side, I am going to make sure I'm blending this in. But so far, it actually does feel quite lightweight on my face. And I do think the coverage has done a really good job. So like them spots, they're still peeking through a tiny bit. Doing really well at covering them. Okay, so that's applied. So I thought I'd just give you a little close up of my skin texture. See how smooth that looks, especially on my forehead and in any like problem areas as well. It still looks really nice. And I'll show you around my mouth, as we know that's a problem for me. It doesn't look perfect on my chin because I have such a textured chin right now, but it still looks really nice. Okay, so if that wears well, I'm definitely going to be using this more. Next, I'm going to take the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. I used this recently in a video. I used it recently in my Glossier Girl video, and it is definitely more on the lightweight, light coverage side, but as I've applied the foundation around my eyes as well, it's already done a bit of coverage. So I don't think I need anything too heavy. But on my spots, I am going to take the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, as this Colourpop one is definitely a bit too light. But I don't think I need to cover them a lot, because the foundation did a really good job. And I'm just going to take my sponge and blend that all in. I think my base is looking very flawless right now. My skin looks airbrushed, and it does give me this subtle glow. It definitely said hydration on the bottle, so that's probably to do with it. As we're on a bit of a Rimmel hype, I'm going to take the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. That's just in transparent. My compact is a bit ruined, but this used to be one of my go-to powders, and I think it'll be interesting to see if I did like it, because it's the only one I'd ever used. Because now I've tried a lot more powders, and definitely one's more on the expensive side. I want to see if this is comparable. So I'm just going to take my Zoeva Luxe Face Definer brush and first go around my eyes, because this is a very affordable powder. So if it performs like how everyone hyped it up to be, I think that did a really good job of mattifying my skin. It doesn't look heavy at all. It's actually really smooth if you look. Obviously it doesn't apply any more coverage as it is transparent, but I think it has done a good job at bringing down that shine. Yeah, if that's long wearing too, then I think that is an amazing purchase, because if I remember it was only like £3 or £4. This makeup so far in the products I've been using is really reminiscent of what I used to do when I went to school. So I definitely use a lot of different products now, and this is very more on the more affordable side. So for bronzer, I'm going to pick one of my old faves. So this is the Morphe Glamour Bronze. It's a huge pan, like if you compare it to my face. And I do have it in 2 colours, but this is Mastermind. I think it's the lightest shade. And I'm going to take that on a Morphe R2 brush. And this is a face and body bronzer, hence why I think it's so big. And it is really good if you want to warm up your chest or anything. But it is very pigmented because of that, so do have a gentle hand. Okay, and I think that has warmed up the face really nicely. It did take some extra effort to build up and blend out the cheeks, especially in like this area, because I do want it to be very blended. I don't like when they kind of cling and look muddy. I thought I'd show you the 2 I have. So this is got different packaging because it was in like the summer collection, and this was before they released more shades. So this is Icon and this is Mastermind. They don't actually look that different in the pan, but I do think on your face this is definitely a lot warmer. So now I'm going to take out an old favourite, and this is Ruined. It is my Milani Baked Blush in Luminous. So look how much I've hit pan, and as you can tell, the packaging is very broken. I'm close to getting another one now, but I wanted to really just use it up, as I find I never use up blushes. Okay, and I'm going to take that on my Real Techniques blush brush. I do know why I love this so much. It's just the perfect corally pinky peach shade, and it's got such a nice shine that goes through it. It really makes you look luminous and just healthy. And I used to literally use it every day, hence why there is literally none of it left. That just looks gorgeous. So I think I'm now going to dip into the eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to zoom you in so you can have a better look. So the first shade I'm going to take is Lemon Squeezy. So it's just this warm brown here. And I'm going to take that on a Morphe M573. I haven't even decided yet if I'm doing the yellow or the green. This shade is coming off a lot more yellow than I expected. This is really yellow. This isn't building up as nicely as some Colourpop shadows do. I think that is because it is very yellow, and yellow are hard shadows to make, but the pigment is just a bit patchy, building up in weird areas. Just to sort of even that out with my complexion, I am going to take my Morphe bronzer on a Morphe M504. Fluff over all of that and help blend it out a bit better. I'm now going to take Tuscan Fun, which is this shade here, and hopefully it's a little bit more brown than the rest. And that's on a Zoeva Luxe Crease brush. I'm going to just focus it more on the outer corner. Yeah, that's a lot nicer colour, and it also blends a lot better. Like, I just placed it down and it just blended the edges really quickly. I think I'm going to go with Serenade, which is the yellowy gold shade, as I've just gone quite, would the green look nice? I'm so conflicted. You know what, let's go a bit different. I'm going to take the green called Capri on a Luxe Smoky Shader brush. That was the right decision. See, that eyeshadow is building up really nice, and it's just a brush. It's the perfect sort of lime green. It does feel quite wearable as well. Wow, the quality of that eyeshadow is amazing. I've got zero fallout. The colour payoff is insane. It is gorgeous. That you can see it in the camera really well. The lime green with sort of yellowy gold duochrome. It's gorgeous. I'm just going to take a little bit on that brush as well, just under my eye. And go back in with my M573, just on Tuscan Fun. Blend out the bottom. And also I'm going to blend out the edges on my top lid. I think that's blended out really nicely. The salt green has taken over the eye look. The browns are just nowhere really to be seen. They just add a little bit more depth. Overall, I did really like that palette. I found they did work well, the shades, just apart from Lemon Squeezy. I don't think I'll ever see myself reaching for that one again. It just didn't work how I wanted it to. On a pencil brush though, I am gonna take a mixture of Serenade and Turin and put that in my inner corner. I think that'd be really pretty. Adds that pop of yellow a tiny bit. Wow, that was pigmented. Let me try and clean up underneath. Overall, I am happy with how that did turn out. Now I'm going to take my Zoeva Infinite Potential Mascara. Very volumizing, very thick mascara. It builds up quickly if that is what you like in a mascara. Okay, and I think that mascara really helped finish that off. I think this looks like such a wearable way to wear some colour. It's not so in your face that I have green on my eyes, but it does add just a nice, something a bit special to my makeup. And it's so shimmery in real life, looking in the mirror. And just to finish off my eye area, I am going to take my NYX micro brow pencil in taupe and just do what I normally do. I just brush it through, put a little bit, just sort of roughly shape it, brush it through, and I'm good to go. Okay, and I'm just going to chuck on some clear brow gel as well. Okay, so this is how we're going with the eyes at the moment. I think I look really fresh and just healthy. The Milani blush has actually done quite a lot for my cheeks for highlighting. I'm still going to take my Too Faced Turn Up the Light palette. This is a nice highlighting palette with just a variation of shades from like very subtle in the middle, sort of soft glow. Then we have a really dazzling highlighter. It's got a lot of glitter, and then we've got one sort of in the middle. I'm going to take the really soft one, as I do already have a shimmer, as you can see. I'm going to take that on my MAC 188 brush. Just take soft focus and add that to the high points. I love the shades in this palette. They are really flattering for me. And as you can see, it's just added a lovely, healthy, natural glow. But I'm going to take a pencil brush on Glow, which is the sort of in-between, shade intensity-wise, and just put that on my brow bone. Really great palettes these are. They have a good selection of skin tones. I think there's 4, so obviously this is light, this is for me, and that's one thing I love about this. It's a highlighting palette where I can use all the shades. I never buy highlighting palettes because they always try to cater for everyone, which I appreciate, but it doesn't suit me, and I don't see the point of spending extra money for shades that I will never wear. Whereas this, they did a great job at having 4 different palettes, different shades, with shades you'll wear. I think the final thing I need to do is wipe off any foundation I have left over on my lips. And I'm going to take MAC Honey Love lipstick. I think this will be just a flattering shade. I have fallen back in love with this shade. It is just perfect for like every look, and especially I find as I'm a bit paler at the moment, even though it is still very early September, I am still quite pale because I haven't gone on holiday, haven't done anything, it's not been sunny in England at all. It is really flattering. Just to finish off, I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Haven't used this bad boy in a while. Oh, that is why I haven't used it in a while. It's very spritzy. The spray on that is actually quite harsh now compared to other sprays. Everyone should copy the Colourpop Pretty Fresh spray because that is just so fine, and it goes whereas that Urban Decay one just felt like I was in the rain or something, but it does work really well. Thought I'd give you a bit of a close-up of how my makeup's looking. I think that foundation is holding up really nicely. It looks so smooth, even on my forehead, which is kind of textured at the moment, and my chin is holding up really well as well. I have dry skin still at the moment, and as you can tell, if you saw my Urban Decay Hydromaniac foundation review, even that one was clinging to my dry patches really badly, whereas this one is still looking stunning, and I think it's given such a nice glow as well with that Rimmel powder, which is a very nice affordable duo, and if this wears well, I am definitely going to keep giving them use. The colour of it also turned out really nice as well. Yeah, overall I think my makeup looks really nice and I'm really happy with it. So that is the video. I just want to thank you for watching all the way through if you have, and give it a like if you did enjoy. If you want to see more of me, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be in your subscription box all the time every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And that's all from me. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!